We've been hearing about the tech industry and how layoffs have just been having a domino effect in the industry. And one of the stories that has come out of this is really managers saying, like, gosh, for the first time, I have to program, or for the first time in a long time, I've got to do something that I don't ordinarily do. And this must be a part of the strategy here of firing middle management, reducing costs, getting new staff to start in the office. So, Summer, could you just share a little bit about what you saw from the article that stood out to you? And maybe what are some of the implications or takeaways that us in the small business community should be paying attention to here?
Absolutely. I always pay attention to what some of the household names in terms of business are doing because I think that a lot of other leaders look to them as a model for what they should be considering or what they should be doing, right? So if you think about whether you're on board or not with what Twitter has been doing, they're a household name and companies are looking to them for an indication on maybe what they should be considering to do next. And so when I saw this article about Meta, I was really concerned that in absence of talking about it, there may be some companies who take action without maybe giving full thought to whether that's the right approach for their organization. I think the heart of this article is that Meta hired too many during the pandemic. They're not alone. A lot of companies, they were really fast to hire. And now with, kind of the shift in the economy are faced with having to downsize. But from this article, some of the pieces that I took away from it were some quotes from our friend Mark. Flatter is faster and leaner is better. He of course addressed the economy shift and announced plans to cut over 10,000 jobs through several rounds of layoffs and leaving an additional 5,000 positions unfilled. And that's just staggering.
Yeah.
So I think from a small business standpoint, we've said this before, but I want to reiterate it is to really be thinking about what alternatives you might have in your business to avoid having to do layoffs. And now if that means potentially not filling future positions and that's a viable solution, then certainly that would be the best outcome, like seeing if you can cut elsewhere. But I think if you were to just take this article and say, okay, well, we're going to take a similar approach. We're just going to start cutting out middle management. That doesn't necessarily work so well if you're a small business, as opposed to, if you're a company like Meta with thousands upon thousands of team members.